Hello, everyone. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Oh my God, Nadia's infected me with this ability to say a line and then it has to turn automatically into a terribly sung song. So you've noticed, guys, we are filming these lives on our laptop at the moment because there is an incompatibility issue with YouTube, the new app, and YouTube, the app, and all Apple handsets. So Nadia, you're about to tweet YouTube, aren't you? I'm
about to tweet YouTube, but meanwhile, I just want to show you something somebody sent me that's really funny. You know, my friend
Ashley Gardner, can I just say that meme you sent of Theresa May and Donald Trump dancing together?
Oh, really made us laugh yesterday.
Really cheered us up. Really cheered us up. Maddie does a sensational teens memes. Have you noticed they've become epic in range?
I can't see it. It's lovely old Tom, Sir Tom. Oh. Fuck's sake, here we go again. Where's my trainers?
That is funny. That is very funny. He's got a competition though now, hasn't he? He's got a 104-year-old woman who's trying to race him around the block. I'll give him a run for it. It's like my nan. My nan used to get get competitive. She used to race people, you know, in Sainsbury's. She'd charge people down in the Sainsbury's aisles and be like, I can get there first. What was I saying? Yeah, no, so for family guests, this is weird because we always do the family guest members' lives like this. So forgive me for thinking we're in that setup because it's sort of like nighttime visuals all around you here. But what was I saying? Yes, so this is Coffee Moaning, Sunday show's going, but Maddie does a brilliant set of memes today, the funny stuff. They're getting bigger and bigger. I think she really, really enjoys finding so many funny things. So these are memes and clips and they're very political and they're very funny and they just make us allow us to laugh at the ridiculousness. It allows us to laugh at the ridiculousness of everything. Now, it's Halloween. It was Halloween last night, and Nads watched a movie called Us, and I want Nads to give you her little potted review of the movie.
Thing is, everybody in this family, including Nanny Di, loves horror films, and I don't. So I acquiesce every Halloween and say, I'll watch one. And they've been wanting me to watch this.
So Maddie and Kiki were both really excited.
Oh, I was really in a bad way. I was so nervous about it.
So it's Jordan Peele's Us, who directed Get Out.
And I didn't want to watch it. And oh my God, in the first hour, I was nearly crying. I thought, I just want to go upstairs. I just want to hide until this is all over.
You were really struggling, weren't you?
I really was, because it was really creeping me out. I was proper scared. But actually, in the end, I was really glad I watched it because it was an excellent film.
It really is. It's thoughtful.
And I could watch it again now I've watched it.
Yeah.
It's like, what you need to do with me, guys, is tell me that everything's going to be all right, and then I'll watch it. They won't ever tell me what's going to happen at the end.
A nice segue there, because unlike the lockdown, where I can't tell you everything's going to be all right.
Oh, God. Got to change this. This keeps doing weird bubbles because of your finger in the bottom.
I told you it gobbles.
I don't like it.
There's a finger doing that in the middle of a cup and it gobbles.
Of the cup, and it makes the cup go. I didn't know what you meant when you said that.
So lockdown, guys. Now, I noticed a couple of people there just asking specifically about the bubble. It was mentioned for a nanosecond in his speech. Yeah. Bubbles continue.
Yeah.
So if you're a one-member household and you're in a bubble, so like Nanny Di, she can come and go. She doesn't have to embed herself with us, which I think is good for her mental health. Because the thing is, we always think that the answer for older people or anyone in a bubble is to just house with the people that you're with. But actually for them, they want their own space. And, you know, I can attest living in this household challenges anyone's mental health. So if you're in a bubble, you have a bubble, you've got a bubble. If you like blowing bubbles, everything stays the same.
I checked all the rules.
Checked all the rules. I've got them over there. We're going to do in the papers. I've got some fun stuff about Donald Trump in the newspapers, some of his more arresting moments, Sander. So how are we all this morning? I've put in the title, how are you feeling? And it's taken me a while just to kind of say hello and do all of that stuff. But how are you all feeling? How are you all feeling about the lockdown? Gabrielle, there's no way the R rate will be below 1 by the 2nd of December unless we get test and trace sorted or possibly a working vaccine. This cycle of lockdown will continue. Interesting you should say that. I've put a clip, bizarrely, by Nadia's man crush, Carl Sakura. And he talks about the fact that the only real point for a lockdown is if you're going to use that time to do something different.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he didn't really tell me what he was going to do differently.
Well, what Boris said.
Welcome, member.
What Boris said was that
Samantha Haywood. Welcome.
Hello, Samantha Haywood.
She does this for every
Samantha
family guest.
Haywood. Samantha Hay, Tickly Tom Wood, Tickly Tom. Welcome, Samantha
Haywood.
Thank you.
Tickly Tom. Where did the Tickly Tom
don't know
go?
if it's that nice.
No, tickle your tongue.
No.
Oh, careful, yeah, don't.
No, but the one thing that he did say that was going to be different, and it did feel a bit like, you know how he always makes really big promises, Boris, when he's, do you remember at one point, fairly early into lockdown, he said, oh, we'll have got this all sorted in the next 6 weeks. And then he had the antibody test promise that they were coming, that we bought the most in the world, and they were arriving.
The antibody was like the big
and that
man.
it was going to be an absolute game changer. I remember the exact sentence, will help us all sort out the puzzle of this virus. I remember it so clearly. That didn't happen. And so this time his promise was that we're going to have tests that work within 10 minutes, that give us the 10 minutes, between an hour, 10 minutes and an hour. And we're going to have, apparently in the next few days, they are being rolled out, and they'll be used for, do you remember he said for people that are in labour so that their partners can be with them, all of that.
Have you heard
So that's what's going to, that's his
difference.
Latest promise of the difference.
Yeah, because there has to be a trade-off between, if you're asking the country to completely grind to a halt and stop, you're dipping out of shop.
No, but
you've got to have a trade-off where you're making
but the trade-off is,
a clear promise as to something that you're going to change.
Well, no, but the trade-off is that they will absolutely not be able to see anybody else for anything that they might need from the NHS, because it will be completely overwhelmed with COVID patients. They're not saying that we're going to come out of this in a month.
No, I agree.
The only promise.
Well, you're arguing with Carl Sakura then, because he's saying the only point of a lockdown is if you're going to promise to do something to impact on the virus. I agree.
I am arguing with Prof, because if the numbers increase in the way that they are,
NHS
they just can't cope. So
RM's jams.
I'm just annoyed about the circuit breaker. For me, we all said it. The circuit breaker should have happened in September.
And on that point, what I find now a little bit. Do you remember you used to go metal detecting? And I always find that whenever they do a new press conference, I take my metal detector out, and there's always a huge bit of metal that you feel or I feel is going to be the thing that me, you, Maddie, and Kiki, and Toffee and Chi-Chi
are all going to say.
But why did
and we've had the same again this time.
And we've had the same again here, and RM's jams kind of refers to it. This is what happened in March. First, they didn't close the schools.
Exactly.
People stopped sending their children until they were forced to close the schools due to poor attendance. Close schools and cancel exams. Now, what's happened here is the Tories have weaponised the concept of closing schools.
Yeah.
They've made it's become a taboo. I saw Sophie Ridge couldn't really even.
She wanted to. In the Mail today, they're saying, "Oh, what a surprise! Teachers' unions, disgraceful."
Yeah, there appears to be a suggestion that teachers want to slack off.
Everything in life has to change for us to just slow this down a bit for the winter, right? Until we understand it more.
Absolutely.
I passionately believe, that we have to close the schools.
Can I make a really simple comment, which, unfortunately, if you have read our book about homeschooling, is a key point, not about homeschooling, but about learning. The only way you'll have a lost generation and children that will be irreparably damaged by this education, a so-called loss of education, is if there's zero flexibility coming out to cater for that generation. Why can't we say, we will cater for you?
I know.
This is a short-term hit, like if you've been ill off school, and we will cater for you. Special dispensation made for the generation that's coming through the intensity of this. Why can't we say that? Everyone, we can deal with that. Life doesn't stop at 16 and you can't learn anything again.
Yeah.
It makes me mad. So I think that we're going to have a situation here. So for me, Toffee licked my ear.
And said, why aren't they closing the schools?
I heard her whine. She said, "You're going to close the schools eventually." That's what she said. She's going to close the schools eventually.
Of course they are. Because it's not going to... I mean, all we have been being told for weeks and weeks now is we can't shield the vulnerable because the virus always makes its way up to the other older generation. It always finds its way. And here we have it, they're saying. Here we've got it now. It's happening. But that...
I don't know if you heard that. That was the morning chorus from my mother. Given a certain piquancy by the horn-like attributes of the lavatory upstairs. Welcome, Ariel Smith.
Ariel Smith.
Oh, I just tickled my lips.
Ariel Smith. Oh, welcome, 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 welcome to the welcome Ariel. And anyway, he's new joining us. The songs are supposed to be bad. That's the point.
Have you ever thought of wearing the Rocky Horror Picture Show outfit?
No, stop.
Just thought I'd ask.
Stop it, Huv.
Thought I'd ask it. Can I just?
Yeah, and yet, it was clear this morning with Sophie Ridge that, and she's a great interviewer, but that she couldn't even demand an answer
it's like we're
to
not allowed
that
to say
conundrum.
It's like if you say it, you're somehow slacking.
Somebody messaged me yesterday from a school, and
Mum,
and she said they've had to self-isolate 3 times because of cases in her kids' class, right? So if it's not, if it's making its way to the older generation and the vulnerable through young teens partying, right, because that's all that we've been told, then why doesn't it come from young people being at school? Because I watched the kids leave the school down the road. Okay, they might have social distance in the school. The second they are out of that school gate, they're all kicking, just because they're kids. They're on the bus, they're at the bus stop, they're in the shop.
Carrie Doherty says exactly. Carrie Doherty, schools will become unmanageable, classes are closing all the time, and in the ideal world, I want my children to go to school. But it is becoming impossible.
It is, of course. In the ideal world, we all want children at school. I mean, our children are homeschooled, but we always say 80% of children are perfectly happy at school and it's the best place for them.
Joyce Pritchard.
But it's unmanageable. This is unworkable. The virus is still going to work its way through.
Absolutely. Joyce Pritchard, if they close schools, the universities will have to follow people who demand fees refunded. Now, I'm pleased you mentioned that, Joyce. I clipped a story last week, but it didn't feel sort of fun enough to put in the Sunday show. Apparently, there's an enormous increase and paying out of returning of fees by universities for students that feel they're not getting their money's worth. Yeah. Apparently, if you are, any of you here, you have a child that feels like they are being shortchanged already before COVID kicked in, because that was the case for some relatives of mine that went to certain universities, or if you feel that in this COVID time they are not honouring the justification of the fees, you can claim, and I was staggered by the number of claims that are successful.
Really?
Yeah, staggered. So if you can knock £9,000 off your student sort of loan, not because you just don't want to pay it.
If they're not.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're genuinely not getting value for money, I mean, I remember saying this to a cousin of mine.
Is there anything else you pay £9,000 for?
Yeah, a cousin of mine years ago.
If you weren't getting.
Yeah, I remember saying it to a cousin of mine years ago. I said, if they're charging that much, you have the right to demand value for money.
It's a business. Yeah. It's not a charity, it's a business.
But you're right. You're right, Joyce Pritchard. That will be one of the reasons. It becomes heinously complicated if you start to close down universities and colleges and all that kind of stuff. But this is what really troubles me. We either are in a crisis situation that requires us to make all these decisions, or we aren't. We're not in a halfway house.
That's exactly my point.
That's what I don't get with it.
That's exactly my point. Of course, nobody wants the schools closed. Of course. But when you hear the seriousness of the address yesterday and how chronic the situation is, with numbers rising, and that the NHS is definitely going to be overwhelmed, then you have to say we are in. I mean, they said to us we will never have a national lockdown again unless things are really, really bad. I remember Tony Blair about 6-7 weeks ago saying that really seriously, and he'll know a lot, won't he? He said it just won't happen. Another national lockdown won't happen. It just won't. He said it can't unless things are dire.
So
things are dire, which means extreme actions need to be taken.
Yeah.
Extreme actions being taken. I mean, make no bones about it. Thousands of cafes, bars, and restaurants will close and never open again.
Yeah, and exactly. If you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Yeah. A sort of slightly unfortunate financial analogy, but if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. Either this is required. If this is required,
then it's required
as widely as it is required. Then it's required across the board. Because my worry is we're not going to get we're still not going to get true and honest stats on December the 2nd, because we're going to still have kids. It's not just the kids. We recognise that primary school. It's the relatives of the kids. It's the parents. It's the teachers.
That's what they keep telling us. We can't separate the generations because it always makes its way through.
Yeah.
So this spreading.
What do you think, guys? What do you think? Barney C. Of course, we can mention you, please. It's been months, Mark. Say hello to
Barney C. We missed you.
Yeah,
Barney C.
We try to give as many people an equal shout. Millie Parfit. Hello, Millie. I work in a school. My boys go to 2 different schools and my husband works away. Other than shops being shut, it feels like it would be normal for us. However, 3 schools worth of germs
worry me. Exactly. Alison Bennett. What's Alison Bennett saying?
I feel very fed up today, struggling to get out of bed. I'm a year 6 teacher.
God,
back to school tomorrow. SAT's still going ahead next year, which is bonkers. COVID-related staff absences are high. I mean, what we're not hearing, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how the Daily Mail is quick to hammer the teachers if they want to question something?
So
but they're not. But
angry.
the Daily Mail are not quick to talk about how the schools are coping at the moment.
It's like you're a hero if you go in, and you're not if you don't.
Outrageous.
What about just being a human being that has also listened to that address last night and gone, oh shit, I'm a bit worried about myself and my mum that I have to take the shopping to and I have to do. Why are they not afforded the same amount of respect?
Good question. Ashley Gardner asks if post offices are open. I don't know. What they are. They an essential service? I think they probably are.
Yes, they will be open, I think.
Oh look, someone else has joined. Danielle Rutherford.
Danielle Rutherford.
I should think you should do your movie.
Rutherford. Rutherford. Danielle Rutherford.
That's sort of like
welcome,
abstract
Danielle
modernist music for you.
Rutherford.
Will there be a fine if we don't send our kids to school? Either way, it's parents' choice. Jane
Well,
Donnelly,
okay,
that's
very
a
good
point.
point. It's another something else I'm going to get really fucking annoyed
Christ,
about.
okay.
Like, if I'd listened to that address yesterday and my children were at school and they said to me, I'm going to get fined if I don't send my children to school, I would flip.
Right.
You can't have it all ways. You can't be looking at us down the barrel of the lens going, this is so serious. We're going to be completely overwhelmed. I mean, you've got asthma, right? So if our kids were still going to school, imagine with our kids still going to school with you with asthma.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
there's millions of people like that.
Yeah, and we're very lucky because we can kind of already have sort of like closed borders as it is. A couple of comments.
Don't know, Sarah Elliott. We're waiting to find out.
Oh,
don't know if
people
Lucy's
asking. But I asked Nadia that last night, and you weren't entirely clear. Kay Rafferty.
Really worried.
Kay Rafferty, during lockdown, my 13-year-old son had virtual lessons and followed his timetable, even had a virtual registration. Welcome to Coffee Moaning. They're going to be starting again tomorrow. Why can't more schools do this? It's a very simple question.
Do not go to work unless it is absolutely necessary. Stay at home. Stay alert. Save the NHS. Oh, apart from the millions of super spreaders, basically children
who
and teenagers
all come into close contact with grandparents. I mean, it's just crazy. What's this?
I'm gonna stop raging now.
Martin Smith, I see that the idiotic people of Britain are clearing the shelves again.
I know.
Sheer stupidity, nothing left when I got to the store.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, well, I said to you, the queues were forming, the car park was busy, and I looked at it and I thought, oh my God.
If we have to go without, we have to go without. I'm not panic buying, but
keep all the newspapers.
I would say as well, we are in a different situation. We've got a car. We do online shopping, and plenty of people don't have a car and are scared about going out. So I don't want to be judgy about people that stockpile, because I think we are in a different situation.
Oh, yeah. And also some people, absolutely. Gemma Parsons, certain parents at the school where my kids do not know how to social distance at school have the local police have to sort them out, really. Yeah, I mean, I have to confess, I've driven past a few schools where I've seen the queue of parents outside. There's no social distancing going on there.
Oh my God, it's so hard. You go down to the local
I mean, I'm not
shop,
saying it's hard.
It makes me laugh my head off. You go down to our local shops where all the kids, and I'm not blaming the kids at all. They're not aware. They're not blatantly breaking the rules. They just forget. They're laughing and joking. They're queuing up to go into the shop, but they're all standing around talking, laughing into each other's faces.
Molly 26 Rose, I'm in my final year at university. I have a 2-hour seminar once a week, and that's all I get for £9,250. And it's online. And my university refuses to offer anything.
Oh my God, that's disgusting, Molly.
But this is something
fleecing you.
Fleecing you. That's
sweet.
There's no way you can justify that cost.
Sticks in your throat.
Natalie Prince, I can count on one hand how many times I've been out this year, not including food shopping because of my asthma, even though I was told not to shield.
But you're scared.
Yeah, you're
because
worried.
They scare you every single day. So
Natalie Higgins, I'm interested to hear about Melbourne. There was a piece in one of the broadsheets last weekend saying how Melbourne has just been, they might have sorted it, but Melbourne's sacrifice in order to sort it has been so dramatic.
Yeah,
here
my
in Melbourne,
friend was telling
Australia,
me about that the other day.
Yeah, here we go. We've been in one of the toughest lockdowns. Things are now slowly starting to get back to the new normal. How are businesses coming out of that, though? Have lots of businesses gone under? Or it's just Nanny Di had a knee checkup that's been cancelled and moved to a phone consultation.
Thank God our friend Pat got her knee operation.
Yeah,
oh my God, I'm so relieved.
Beryl McNally, I read about this. I'm a scout leader and we're considered essential and we're all volunteers. I heard that the scouts, a lot of the scouts groups were under an undue pressure because of social distancing and a lack of money. Dawny Harvey, hello Dawny, how are you, darling? I've always stockpiled, it's my OCD, so if anyone needs blue roll Radox, bubble bath, after I'm let's get down to Dawny Harvey, nicely
Dawny's
socially
handing out her stockpiling.
Yeah, up to the front door. Sagittarius men, that's terrible, the university costs and what they're getting away with. So yeah.
I think sometimes actually when stockpile, before we all just start having a go at stockpilers, I think sometimes it's about anxiety and I think it's about people feeling protected that they've got all their stuff. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't think it's just mean, selfish people not thinking of others.
No.
I think sometimes it's
it's what it is. It's panic.
Panic, yeah.
It is panic.
A response to an anxiety.
Yeah. Karen R, will you be doing night shifts from Thursday? We certainly will.
We will. We're back.
We're back. And also, so that will be happening. And that's all I was going to say, really.
Ashley J.
Ashley J. Please can somebody explain, what does he mean by he had to put it through Parliament?
On Wednesday, they're having...
I think they passed an emergency law because a number of backbenchers were worried that the government were acting in too sort of restrictive and prescriptive a manner. The government has to have the flexibility to react to a crisis. Yeah. If we were attacked by Russia, and the Russians would be roaring with laughter if we then said, sorry, just wait at the borders until we get this signed off by the government. So in a crisis, you've got to be able to move quickly, nimbly, and just instinctively.
But many have felt that the government have overstepped the mark.
And so with this one, that's why there's a delay till Thursday. They want it to be discussed. Now,
but it will get through.
Oh, no, it's definitely going to get through because Keir Starmer, all the Labour Party, everyone keeps talking about the Tory kind of, rebellion. It's meaningless because Labour will get it through. So it's going to be voted. It's going to go through. It's going to get passed. But, one of the big problems for Boris is and it's always been so, is the Tory party, Conservatives are always struggling with their backbenchers. So those little Jacob Rees-Moggs and all those people are totally unplugged into the real world.
I wonder what time we'll be doing night shift. Should we ask people and see that?
Again, if it's a regular time, it's quite hard sometimes to sort of stick.
But if we can kind of work around it. We will have to change.
Members' lives are happening on a Wednesday.
That is definite now. Every Wednesday will be the members' live.
I'm editing the Sunday show today, so you're going to get a nice Sunday show today. Teddy's going to be in there, and I believe, is he talking about the sadness of Sean Connery?
He knew Sean Connery. I knew Sean Connery. Well, I met Sean Connery. Yeah. So you're getting double Teddy talks. I think you're getting double Ted.
Look, Miss AJB29. Don't worry, everyone. Do you remember she supplied us with lovely questions for the quiz?
Oh.
I have started prepping the next family vlog quiz. Maybe we need to bring back
the inaugural
quizzes for the for lockdown. Oh, and I tell you what, go over to the Popcorn Junkies Instagram. I will restart from Thursday lockdown films. Yes. Recommendations for films to watch.
Stick with us, kids. We'll get you through lockdown.
We'll keep you distracted. I'm also going to start doing naked synchronized swimming in the bath. You're more than happy to join us. I've got 4 GoPros. I'm attaching one to my forehead, so you get POV.
We should try and do something funny with GoPros, actually.
Yeah, no, it'd be great. So
let's do a quiz night. We'll have a think and decide what night we're going to do it.
We've got plenty of vlog that we've kind of shot. Now, of course, the vlogging is going to continue. You're probably going to get more monologue-y kind of stuff. The girls are very hankering for their privacy. Nanny Di will be visiting, and obviously we can't have Betty and Teddy. So there's a real limitation. What you're getting for the next sort of probably 2 weeks is stuff shot pre-tier.
Yeah, we've got stuff before the tier.
From October the 3rd, so stuff will be landed.
We've got some, it's nice because Dina and I did some cooking as well, so you get some of Dina.
So we pre-shot stuff ahead of ourselves in order to be able to kind of get some stuff to put out. But obviously that will run out quite quickly. So just bear that in mind. So
we might have to release the Cornwall vlog soon. I mean, really.
I mean, literally.
Everybody knows we knew it was a mistake.
Can I also ask, maybe there's a time for you to, for us to, it's a big job because there's a lot of footage. Maybe we should have a look at your trek. It's a year ago.
It's the anniversary.
A year ago now, you were there.
I'd love to have.
Yeah, well, I know, but where was all the footage?
On my phone. I've given it to you twice.
You've changed phones.
Yeah, but all my films are still there.
I love it when you look at me like that. Do that again.
I can't. My next one.
Oh, I think you've been playing on forget. You're just in agony. Yay, love Teddy. Thanks, Mark and Nadia. So we're going to keep things going. There's a review of Rebecca, Netflix's Rebecca, Me and Nanny Di. Can I just say, even if you're not interested in Rebecca...
I know Lucy, verdict on Johnny Depp tomorrow.
Even if you're not interested in Rebecca, the film, it's a very funny review. I have to say, Nanny Di is very funny in it. And sometimes I watch me and my mum, it's like the weirdest double act, but it's very funny. I chat about Army Hammer. Check it out. It's going to land later today at some point. Yes, big news. Johnny Depp, lots of people asking about it. It is landing tomorrow, the verdict, and it's going to be a biggie. It's going to be a biggie.
Excited.
Because his fate really with Disney, resides within what decision he's made. Look, Laura Byrne.
You sing this time. You start. Laura.
What can I start with?
Laura.
No, I don't want you to say
okay,
it
you
off.
start.
Laura Byrne, Laura Byrne, Laura Byrne,
Laura Byrne,
Laura
Laura
Byrne,
Laura Byrne. Welcome to the family. Here you are. So you will get on the family guest area, Laura. How many episodes? 43?
The 43rd episode of the No Name Sunday Show lands
So
today.
you can binge watch all of them. It'll take days.
You are now, as a family guest, entitled to potentially being read out in our family guests' comments.
We do a
Readers' Wives, isn't it?
we do an episode where we read out comments, and then we do an extra
Members Live.
a members live, and we do the No Name Sunday
And
show.
naked synchronized swimming in the bathroom is on the cards. It's something. Do you remember Monkey Tennis? That was that game that was the most ridiculous concept ever thought of by Alan Partridge. Remember that? And he said, "Oh, I can't wait for Monkey Tennis." Well, this is called naked synchronized swimming in the bathroom. I'm going to do it one week.
Just literally don't know what it's talking about.
Nadia's going to do it the next. It involves attaching a sponge to each side of your head, looking like Princess Leia, and diving in. Sounds great to me.
We're going to be filming a showbiz tomorrow after the Johnny Depp, so that'll be on the main channel. Don't forget to get that, guys. You've got lots of content coming. We're going to look after you. We're going to be here through lockdown like we were the first time. Yeah, we can do this.
And Xander, it's a good question. When is Mark's swimsuit calendar being finalised? We're working on it. In the meantime, Xander, go back in time on Nadia's Instagram account, and you'll see me sporting a fabulous bikini.
Ashley says you'd be better off doing it in the hot tub. We could
Very true.
heat up the hot tub.
But I hate the bamboo around it so much. It disrupts my sense of the aesthetic.
You are so annoying. You just keep going on and on about this.
Because it cuts your feet as you get in.
It doesn't.
Mark's lockdown calendar. I think we should work
Nadia,
towards
please
it.
tell a story of your dad and Sean Connery. I will.
Yeah, we
Or you will.
I think we should do a lockdown calendar, Sue. I think it would be really funny.
We should do.
Yeah, shall I hold things in front of things, like the calendar girl? You could hold things in front of you, like your lure pack in front of your lure bits.
Oh, that looked like Isabel Adderley.
Yeah, I know.
Isabel Adderley. It looks so like Mark's daughter's name.
Fair times of Christmas, come on.
The thing of Christmas.
You genuinely look like a creature from... Watch the first episode of The Mandalorian last night for any Star Wars fans. I'm telling you. Oh, look, Mark should cook a Nadia film, Wonder Woman. That review is going to be landing soon. And what was the other thing I was just about to say? Something about you being funny. You look like a creature.
Oh, well done, Monica. She's just been for her first 25K run. Feel amazing. Refuse to be negative. Being compelled by positivity.
Boom.
Monica, brilliant. That's why I'm going out for a walk today.
Boom.
Make sure you get exercise today, guys. You've got to do it to get rid of the pent-up anxiety, crazy shit.
Now, everyone, please remember, be on time at registration tomorrow. Okay?
Half time's over.
Registration is tomorrow, and regardless of what Boris says, we'll be there. Okay? So I'm going to go and cut the Sunday show. Have fun. Have a lovely day, guys, and don't panic. We're going to get through this. We're going to get out the other side, and we're just going to all be much, much, much stranger. I promise you. Promise you.